Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do a short project in the shop. We're doing these farmhouse baskets. I think they call them garden baskets or whatnot. I do these a little bit different. We got the idea from another YouTube channel. His name is Peech, P-E-E-C-H. You can check him out. He's a real interesting guy and makes some really cool stuff. And he had this, and I took it a little bit further and done some lasering on the ends. The cool thing about it is, it looks complicated. It's not. It's made from one fence picket. Is this in the shot? That board will make this, and you'll still have some material left over to start a fire with or something. Okay, so one of the other good things about this project, even if it looks rough, it's supposed to be rustic and farmhouse, so it doesn't really matter. But I do try to make things nice and square. This board is a little bit wonky, but it doesn't really matter either because we're going to cut it up into little pieces, and that bow will be, we won't even know it. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut this square, and then I'm going to cut two pieces at 12 inches. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set our square here to 1.5 inches. And I'm going to mark on each side of this. And I find that it's easier to just mark both sides. And I'll show you why in a second. And if you get little nubbins out like this, you can either put a sacrificial fence to kick your material back, and that'll cut that out. But it doesn't really matter because that's going to be gone anyway because we're going to use this side. Oops. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set our miter saw to 32 degrees. Okay, so your marks, what we're going to do is we're going to line our miter saw up right with that mark at 32 degrees. Let me put my mask on. For those of you who don't know, sawdust is considered a carcinogen, and it's really bad for your health. So this is an N95, and Glen Ellen has an N100 on. And then my other mark is already there, so all I have to do is line that up. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the remainder of the board, and we are going to set our table saw to 1.5 inches, and we're going to rip it into however many strips we can get. I think we get 4 and then a piece of one. Maybe it's 3 and a piece of one. We'll see. All right, so we ended up getting 3 boards and then an extra piece. The next step is going to be, as Chef John would say, this is an optional step that you absolutely need to do. And if you don't know who Chef John is, well, you're missing out. Boards, before we cut them up, I'm going to go ahead and just put a slight round over on them, just to make them look a little more finished, and it'll just make them look more professional. I know it's supposed to be rough farmhouse or whatever, but I still like to have a little bit. You don't want people getting splinters. So I don't know if you've noticed or not, but all the tools that I've used so far have been cheap tools. The miter saw, I got that at Big Lots like 20 years ago. This table saw is from Harbor Freight, and so is this router. I do have some nice routers. I've got DeWalt's. I've got 2 or 3 of them around here somewhere. But the point is, you don't have to have high dollar tools to be able to make stuff like this. And you make stuff like this and sell a few of them. If you want better tools, then you take the money and buy better tools. Okay, so I also put a round over on the ends. That way it just makes it look nice and uniform. So our next thing is we're going to set up and cut. Okay, so I set my saw back to 90. It's always good to double check because even if it's got a positive detent on it, these things can get off. And this saw being as old as it is, it's always just good to check because you want your stuff to be square. Grab my tape here. So these we're going to cut at 14 inches. Okay, so I rounded these over, and I rounded over the ends. And this is an example of, like Bob Ross says, there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. If you haven't watched my last video, why haven't you? You should. I had to route some on a seat pan that I was recovering. I had to route a real light profile, but I had to adjust my router deeply because it was a curved profile. So I forgot that I'd done that, and I went to route this, and it was too deep. It was a lot deeper. I don't know if you can see this or not. It was a lot deeper of a profile. So what I'm going to do is I just done 2 of them that way, and now we will have a real nice transition from the top into this instead of it being like this. So we are going to go and get caffeinated. There's a dangerous place up the road from us called Krispy Kreme, and the missus is indicating that not only are we getting coffee, we're getting a donut, each one of us, because she won't share. And we'll be back, and I'll show you how we laser these. I've got a jig made up to drill all the holes the same, and we'll put it together and we'll be done. Okay, so we have got our our caffeine on. We went to Krispy Kreme, and Lord have mercy, their coffee drink was way too sweet.
The frozen drink.
The frozen thing, but all right, so what we've done is I took and I lasered this these ends. Can you see that? And then there's this end. And that's ready to go. And I sanded it just enough to kind of knock anything off and lighten it up, because when you laser stuff, it makes it a little bit darker. So I've got a jig here, and when you drill it, you want to drill the half of the thickness in. So I've made a jig here for this, and I've actually got it set up to do two at once, and it really only drills one, but the second one it marks. So what I do, let's get a couple of these here, I line them up, slide them under here, and that just gets my mark on there and there, and then I can come back and finish the holes, because we're going to countersink these enough to put a plug in. Again, to quote Chef John again, it's not necessarily, but you have to do it. Okay, so that's all of our holes drilled. Now it's time for the final assembly. I've got corner clamps. You can do this holding it. If you don't have corner clamps, you can take and get a couple scraps of wood and lay them down flat like this, just wide enough to hold one piece, and screw to your bench or clamp it down, and then have another one. I've got a luxury of these. They're not that expensive. I've got these at Harbor Freight. To screw it together, we're going to rinse and repeat all the way around on both sides, and then we'll show you how we get rid of these holes. All right, so that's the main part of the baskets done. We've got two of them here. So next, we've got to hide the screws. All right, so what we're going to do, we got these holes here. I'm going to start on the bottom. I'm going to shoot a little bit of glue in there. I may as well get glue in all three of them just to have them ready. And just going to take a dowel, 3/8 dowel. It's a 3/8 hole. Oops, got some squeeze out there. And we'll take our little Japanese saw. It helps if you clamp these down. I didn't do that. We'll do that real quick. Bob's your uncle. A chisel or something to kind of level that out. It's a little domed, but it's supposed to be rustic. So, all right. So I'm going to finish this up. Come back when we're done and show you the last step, what we do. So now I'm going to mark out, lay out for my hole. I'm going about 1.25 inches down from the top. It looks like we're going about 1.5 inches in from the outside there. I'm going to drill a pilot hole. This is just a tapered bit I've got. And this stuff is very soft, but the pilot hole is going to help us. I drilled the hole through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Forstner bit and start it on one side. And then I'm going to turn it over and go in that hole. Just like that. And just like that. You do it that way, you don't get no tear out. Then we take our rope Okay, so I'm cutting off a length of sisal rope about 60 inches. It doesn't have to be precise. And then I'll take and fold it in half and cut it in the middle. You get this at Walmart. I think it was in the crafts department, but it may have been in lawn and garden. I can't remember. It's been a while since we bought this. But tie a knot in it, and if you want to make it extra secure, you can put some super glue on it. I don't think it needs it. And then you do the same thing for the other end, and you end up with a finished garden basket. Easy as that. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you haven't so already, we would ask that you would hit like and subscribe, and if you feel like you learned something, share it with your friends. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and it does help our channel to grow. We're closing in on 100 subscribers. That doesn't sound like much to many people, to a lot of people, but it's a big number for us. It means a lot to us, so please like and subscribe, share, and we will see you in the next video.